MIT says 95% of AI pilots fail. If AI is dead, why did Salesforce confirm 4,000 support jobs cut after AI agents went live? Why does Stanford show 13% employment drop for 22 and 25-year-olds in AI-exposed roles? Why did IBM freeze hiring for almost 8,000 back-office jobs it expects AI to replace? While Goldman Sachs still calls the unemployment bump from AI short and modest? Today in the Control Loop, we're talking what's really happening and the lens to understand it. I'm Daria, usual co-host, and here with me, Pars. Pars, can you clarify for us what did MIT report really mean?
Yeah, the MIT report is basically saying one thing is that 95% of the AI pilots are dead. However, in the media, it has been showed as if AI is dead. So I'll just explain more how this is being done. They are saying most of the pilots are getting stuck and in the experimentation trap. There are demos that are happening, but production level ready pilots are not there. Clear blockers, and these are technical blockers and organizational challenges. So few is like weak data governance, no enforceable safety or process controls, and the teams are freezing, once the AI is changing the workflows and the power. So I think from my side, the opinion would be that it's an execution failure and not a funeral for AI.
Well, to support your view, maybe you can give us some more specific names and facts and numbers from these reports of the wide industry that you have been tracking.
So basically, what we have been seeing, Daria, here is that we have three hard signals that we have seen. One is Salesforce CEO Mark Benioff. He has supported the headcount decline from 9,000 to 5,000 basis, basically saying that 4,000 employees are no longer required because they are using AI agents to do their task. Similarly, the Stanford Digital Economy Lab has published a report which is saying that there is a clear decline of 13% in the employment rates of for the people within the ages of 22 to 25. And IBM again has done a complete hiring freeze, so of around 8,000 people in the back office. And these are clear signals which say that, okay, AI is doing something, but the news is saying otherwise.
Okay, well, that sounds like it does bring already quite substantial impact on the economy, which we may not be seeing just yet, but we are going to be seeing more and more. But how do we look at it, I guess, through a different lens if AI is not really dead?
Yeah, so I think we need to shift our perspectives, get a new perspective. The idea is that people mostly think in terms of jobs, but they need to start thinking in terms of task. The work is turning into a task graph that is a web of subtasks that flow between agents and people. And I'll use certain examples to kind of explain this concept. Salesforce is kind of showing that the routine support task can be shifted to agents. However, the higher judgment task still remain with the humans. We don't know till when. Stanford, again, 13% drop is being linked to junior jobs, which is summaries, simple tickets, or data scrubs. IBM, again, their hiring freeze is related to back office task clusters, which is ripe for automation. And what this all this exactly says is that if any task that can be easily automated today with the today's LLM capacities, it will go out. It has to go out. So 95% failure is mostly about bad pilot mechanics, and it's not about the task level shift, or AI is just not able to replace people in their automations and stuff. But it is largely related to the bad pilot mechanics, I would say.
Okay, but so if we now think about every job as like a list of tasks that can be programmed and specified in some specific ways that are understandable, but AIs and agents, then how do we classify, I guess, where do these pilots fail, like technically in that stack of all the tasks that need to be performed in a job today, where can they reach and where can they not just go yet?
Sure. I think there are four failures that have been covered in the MIT report, and I'll list down those failures and kind of try to explain those four failures. And one is boundary and safe execution. So problem is basically agents touch sensitive data without their any provable scope. So basically, there is enterprise data which they are dealing with, but you don't know what data they have used, whether they have used it or not, or whether their judgment is relying on that data or not. Then the second is tamper evident provenance. Basically, there is no signed trace from which input model you have used, which tools you have used, and going towards the output. The third is runtime policy. So basically, there is a lot of safety parameters that we put in the PDFs and stuff, but at the code level, at the runtime level, there is not much of I would say a safety policy. So they need to have policy as a code that redacts or rate limits or escalates and has some hard stops when AI agents are working. Then there is the fourth is the SLA, basically service level. Uh, uh, so the fourth is basically the task level SLAs, and the problem is that while the leaderboard is winning, the tasks are failing. So there is no evaluation of the real task with the error budgets and the SLO gates that kind of block promotion when the quality is drifting away. This is something which we had already discussed is related to private evaluations, which will become very critical in this piece.
Okay, well, that still sounds like a lot of evidence for, yeah, truly AI pilots are failing, but do we really think that like that actually means that AI automation is dead?
Now, this definitely does not mean, Daria, that AI automation is dead. AI is definitely not dead. The numbers show deployment with disruption, basically, and with the evidence of Salesforce, Stanfords, and IBMs. All we are seeing in terms of job reductions, and Goldman as well as has reported that there is going to be an unemployment bump. So at least there is a lot of evidence which is beyond news and FUD which is going outside. So these are actual evidences showing that actually AI is not dead. It is actually making a lot of impact on people's jobs, and it will continue to do so.
And then, well, we as people who are also impacted by AI and as entrepreneurs building in this world, can you list for users what it is that we are doing in the light of this AI automation scene?
Sure. I think this is absolutely the time for us to explain to the users where we exactly fit. So EternaX is basically an agent runtime and the settlement layer for task graph economy. So we have four pieces. One is bounded safe execution, which is private data agents. So agents operate inside an enterprise parameters with fine-grained access. So these are TE attested runs, which are blind to the model hash, toolchain, and policy set. And then we have tamper-proof evident traces. So every action basically writes a verifiable append-only trail, be it from input models, tools, whatever that they have used for the audit and forensic purposes. The third is the runtime policy and the consequences. So policy executes at the inference time, and violations are triggered on-chain. Violations trigger the on-chain consequences, like it can be slashing, it can be staking, and things like that. The fourth is the task level evaluation and the SLAs. The agents are gated by the task evals, and error budgets are kept, so they don't promote if the quality is drifting away, we don't really encourage those agents to run. We ask them to evaluate first and meet those parameters.
We are clearly addressing all the problems of why these pilots are failing that were mentioned in the MIT reports and various other industry reports. So I think we can safely claim that AI automation is not dead. It's just that the pilot arena of today has not been really designed correctly, which is fine. You cannot always find the right workflow on the first time or on the first 100 times. So with the industry is refining and we are refining, and well, the task graph economy is coming. Everything that can be broken into clearly specifiable tasks will be. And then the question really is, If we know we can do it, can we do it safely, securely, and at scale?
Sure, Daria. I think this kind of sums it up. The concept that what we are doing at EternaX is exactly that. And we if anybody needs agents that respect data parameters, leaves verifiable traces, enforces policy in the runtime, and hit the task level SLAs, they need to join EternaX waitlist as soon as possible. We already have 10k more than 10k signups there. Would request people to please hurry up and join that waitlist. We will be rolling out our first section of agents pretty soon, and we'll be looking out for please look out for our new podcast.
Well, we've discussed a lot today, so a quick recap. MIT report has like 95% of AI pilots project failing, but AI is not a dead tech. Salesforce is firing 4,000 people. Stanford says 13% of 20 to 25-year-olds aren't going to get hired anywhere else. IBM is suspending 8,000 jobs hiring. Goldman Sachs still claims it's a brief unemployment bump, but we're all knowing it's coming. So every job that can be broken into tasks will be broken into tasks, and agents will be able to complete those tasks. And EternaX supplies the missing rails: boundary safe execution, tamper evident traces, runtime policy, and task level, service level agreements. Subscribe to the waitlist, join EternaX, and use agents with us. See you in the next episodes of the Control Loops. Thank you, Bars.
Thank you, Daria.